Alley Club, the first week of Battle Royals came and went. The rewards very lackluster for the amount of time involved. And now that we're in the second week, is it going to get a lot better or remain very similar? We're going to talk about some of the issues with Battle World, and it is Monday, so we're going to answer your questions in the mailbag. If you're ready for all of these things and more, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready for this next season of Battle World. We are having the first strike season, no leaderboard or anything last week, which kind of led to the lackluster rewards. Also, we're getting some new difficulties with more rewards, but we're going to discuss some issues with Battle World. But before we get to all that stuff, I do want to remind you, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on the channel, helping you all sorts of ways have more fun and get better in Marvel Strike Force with question and answer videos like this, news videos, gameplay videos. Let's jump over to the Reddit to get the community's response to Battle World. And this is the most upvoted comment on Reddit this morning. Just doesn't seem worth it. So after weeks worth of coordination and strategy, these are the rewards that we receive. The return on investment, engagement is not worth it. Not enough for 1 purple ISO. And this was what was posted there. This is the rewards that I got for beating the Knull boss. And of course, these are the normal difficulty of rewards. And we should be getting more and more rewards after this. Of difficulty 5 though, will get you 10 shards per week, which will reduce the amount of time that you need to get that Knull unlock, but still a very, very grindy process. I don't think that the devs wanted it to be an easy process, which is why Knull is in the game still doesn't have a kit yet. Next most upvoted comment this morning on Reddit is about the Siege Sword being too expensive or the Battle World's rewards being very lacking. I think the top comment on here, why not both, is accurate here. When it says, after an entire week of daily and cumulative Battle rewards, I have enough for 10 character shards that are in the bumps, the basic, ultimate, mega premium or supply store, or 2 single pieces of level 1 purple ISO. Getting 3 shards of Knull for 28 kills a week is pretty mid. So 60 weeks later and I have them unlocked. All right, you'll see on January 4th, 2026, I guess there's a tiny bit more shards on higher difficulties, but come on, yeah, 10 at the max difficulty versus 3 at the lowest difficulty still is not a great conversion ratio. Hopefully they do give some shards in the future for this, but like I said, I don't think they wanted it to be a early unlock, but yeah, waiting over a year is way too long. So hopefully they figure out some stuff to get more shards and more Knull shards in players' hands. And at difficulty 5, you will get 10 shards every time you beat Knull, but that's only once per week. So 18 weeks at the minimum, over a year at the maximum, just to get that Knull unlocked. Not even a 7-star maxed out Knull. And the post goes on to conclude, I don't mind the mode at all. It just needs some polishing and the rewards need to be tweaked a little bit. But yeah, we do need more rewards. Hopefully with the higher difficulties, we're getting more of this Battle World currency, which we did not get a lot of last week. One, because we only had the normal difficulty unlocked and there was no leaderboard or any kind of ranking rewards or anything like this. So hopefully it does get more. Hopefully the currency does increase now that we have additional difficulties of Battle World. And I do agree, the cost of everything in the store does need to be reduced. They're all way too expensive for the amount of currency that we get. And we do need way more currency. I know we had our early week of normal difficulty and we should get more rewards at the higher difficulty, but I do think that these Battle World credits does need to be increased exponentially across the board for everybody. And there was some confusion about the way Knull rewards would be rewarded. We did see some rewards for beating Knull. Some of the community was wondering, was that every time you beat Knull, or was that just once and then additional times you beat them are just for additional points? Well, it looks like it's just for additional points. So if you beat Knull 28 times, you got those same rewards as an alliance that beat Knull 1 time. Now, I think the variance in this will come not from the special missions. The ranking rewards, the leaderboard rewards will come from Zone 6 and how many times you beat Knull. I think there's not a lot of points in the special missions, so they will be reduced as far as their value, except for the milestone rewards. And I think the big thing separating alliances in the leaderboards will be how many times you kill Knull. So So no more Knull rewards, but you will rise up in the leaderboards is how I'm thinking it's going to work when we get these higher difficulties, and that the amount of times you kill Knull will be the separator for the leaderboards, and unfortunately won't give you more Knull shards. And now that more difficulties are added to Battle World, hopefully that also means better rewards and a more fun game experience, because last week's normal difficulty was pretty auto with some pretty bad rewards. But one of the posts on Reddit that describes some ways to improve Battle World does compare the original version of Battle World territory battles from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes with the version of Battle World that we got in Marvel Strike Force. It says, I commented about Battle World earlier this week with most of this, and people wanted this to be a post on their own, so I did this after reading the last few phases play out. All right, so the TLDR in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, even their first 6 years iteration 6 years ago, it was way better than this MSF first try the mode, where Scopely could have copied off Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes successes, improvements over the years, but they didn't. So talking about the theme, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes themes noticed throughout planets in every iteration that they did. Light side had Hoth and Empire had enemies. Dark side Hoth had rebel enemies. Light side had Geo separatists, Geo dark droid enemies. Dark side Geo had Republic Jedi clones. ROTE had themes per planet, mostly Empire themes for all their topic. Had some specific ones like Darth Amir being only Night Sisters, Mustafar being separatists, Coruscant being clones, etc. But in MSF, you barely see any symbiotes, and you face like random guardians, invaders, horsemen. Feels like any other game mode, especially raids. Yeah, it does feel very lackluster, and that's one of the things that I was hoping that they would add with these environments, the new graphics updates and everything, having more environments to give us more thematic gameplay. That is something that we haven't seen yet, but it's definitely something that would add to what we see in Battle World. The timer, Swaga knows this is a PvE mode where no one else is held back waiting for you to finish, so you have the full 24 hours to do a node. If you need those 24 hours for that one battle, some reason you got it. In MSF, there is a timer. You got 6 minutes of animations, besides the special Odin battle where you get 30 minutes. So if your animations take longer to finish, then oh well, and that really sucks. The timer in most like Blitz or Dark Dimension sucks. They need to remove the timer in Battle World as well, in my opinion. Restrictions in Swaga, most missions you could take whoever you want in that meets the general restrictions of Relic 5+, depending on the planet, if they're light side or dark side. Some missions ask for a specific unit and more rarely a specific team, but for the most part, you're free to do whatever you want and whatever you like. But in MSF, they're the opposite. Every mode has a tighter base restrictions. So far, no nodes allow you to use nearly every one you want. You could go in with any gear tier, I think, but it's heavily restricted who's allowed in. This node is Spider-Verse, but we really want to use Spider Study on higher difficulties if you want a good chance. And what he goes to say, from my viewpoint, if MSF just removed the extra bonus for X Team and expanded most node restrictions to just Hero/Valen or City, Cosmic, Global, I would say they are even between the two games. Then I think the special purple ISO elite nodes are perfect to keep this team specific or unit requirements. Just again, not every node needs to be guidelines to what can be used. I totally agree. I haven't really played too much Swaga, which is why I think this is a great post. But yeah, comparing Swaga to Marvel Strike Force, Swaga seems so much better, and it's a game mode from 6 years ago. So Swaga at first had rotating platoons like MSF is saying they have, but they learned that's not a good idea. They also learned that having units required for missions should not be used in platoons. That is the case right now in a lot of the Marvel Strike Force special ops missions. Platoons also had static gear requirements every phase, making it easier to see who has what. So phase 1, everybody had R2. Phase 2, everyone is R6 platoons. Also had great effect on the battlefield, making missions easier for you as you complete them. Furthermore, platoons give you in ROTE at least significant points for getting a star to progress zone. Each platoon gives you essentially one free person deploying on the planet and gets you 6 times max. In MSF, you platoon people that you need for missions. The points you get are insignificant to the mission progressing overall, so they can be ignored. Won't change much in the grand scheme. Furthermore, the requirements are all over the place, from 3 stars to gear tier 17 to diamonds. Gear tier 19 is very hard to track. This is especially true for leaders and captains. He also adds that Swaga has a nice third-party site, swaga.gg, that allows everyone to see your guild's unit. Now, you can do this on MarvelStrikeForce.com, and you have the option to share with nobody, everyone, or just your alliance. So what we did in our alliance, we shared it with either alliance only or everyone. Allows our leaders and captains to go in and see what we have and allow them to make a spreadsheet to do the special ops mission. That seems totally unnecessary for a mobile game, but we do have that option in Marvel Strike Force. And second part of the comparisons between platoons and special ops in SWAGA, each plan has 6 operations. Each needed 15 units to complete. At a minimum, it's 1 operation, and max is 4 operations per phase. Taking the highest case, that's 360 units needed, and for a guild of 50 that can play 10 units, that is a leeway of 140 free units that don't need to be used. 14 people could deploy no units to platoon, and it's still possible to complete them, and against the highest case, so even more leeway in most phases. While a full guild effort makes it easier to complete, it's not especially necessary to max this part of territory battles. Where in Marvel Strike Force, each zone has 8 specific spec ops with 30 units needed to complete. This means you need 240 units to complete the operation in full alliance. You need everyone to deploy 10 units to completely complete it. There is also 0 leeway to completing those. Everyone has to be present every 6 days a week to do this. Mesha should remove 2 spec ops on each phase or let everyone donate 15 units to help get some leniency in this aspect. The good news, it does look like this was addressed somewhat. Last week, we had the normal difficulty. Every alliance member was able to place only 10 slots in the special ops, which if you multiply them by 24 alliance members, that fills up all 240 spots. But now, as this launched, and I thought this was related to difficulty, but it looks like across the board, regardless of your difficulty, every alliance member can place up to 12 instead of 10, which means that instead of the total being 240, now you're able to place 288 characters where you only need 240. So there are 48 characters unaccounted for, which means that 4 of your alliance members could totally miss their donations. And if you have the rest of your alliance picking it up, you can complete all these special ops missions. So I do like that they added this leniency. It does cover some of the restrictiveness that this game mode did have last week. All right, as far as rewards, SWAGA gives a lot of rewards in terms of gear currency and getting your rank progress in the battle, overall currency that can be used. And it's given at the end, clear way. You know your main reward throughout. There's some minor rewards on some missions, but they're pure bonus to the mode and not the main selling feature of it. MSF gives you a chump change and you question why you even did it for most of it. Like, what am I supposed to do with 2,000 purple ISO a day when I need 47,000 to upgrade 1 ability? And some of the big ticket rewards sprinkle in throughout every day, purple ISO, making it hard to see what the real rewards are. Plus the different difficulties don't help either. Also, the store is way far overpriced. We already discussed that. Yeah, it's super overpriced right now. The rewards that we get at the highest rank, yeah, it's still not good enough. So rewards need to be increased. Store prices also need to go down. Maybe this will look better at the higher difficulty ranks, but so far it leaves a lot to be desired by everybody. And as far as the special unit rewards, the Knull rewards in SWAGA, if your guild meets the requirements, you can win all the battles. You get 50 shards for unlocking that special unit. That's out of 330 shards for unlock, the max shards it takes for ROTE. 3.5 months to max the person currently. In Geo and Hoth is doubled to be 7 months max if everybody could beat the mission. And for some context, my guild took about a year to max the ROTE special unit faster than MSF, and this was us being a casual guild. Compare that to MSF, your guild can get all the shards right away, but from taking the high end, you get 10 a week. So that is difficulty 5. As of me recording this, we're not able to do difficulty 5 yet, so nobody could get 10 shards per week as of me recording this. 2 more weeks, we will be able to do that though. To unlock, you need 180 shards to get the max star levels. You need like 810 or something like that, and that is 4.5 months to unlock and 20 months to max level at its current rate. So that needs to be significantly improved. MSF, you could earn more shards right away, but SWAGA, you earn less shards initially, but as time progresses, your guild gets all prepped and you earn more faster. I hope that is something that they implement going forward. And as far as the boss, the Knull boss fight, SWAGA has no real boss in their territory battles. The closest we have are the 3 boss missions on 3 beast missions on Geonosis. MSF does have a boss on Battleworld. I would like to clarify this. Closer to an early raid boss than the beat missions in SWAGA. The boss in MSF left a lot to be desired by most people, and I think it's just missing a real strategy and factor to that. I compared this to SWAGA raid bosses Rancor, Grievous, Tank, Scion, Treya, Nihilus. All those have a mechanic in them that you generally need to pay close attention to, and you do well against them. Rancor wanted turn removal characters. Grievous, you wanted to do big damage to kill him. Not 1,000 paper cuts. The tank, you need to control the turns. Nihilist, you needed to time out the production ability to get the instant kill. Cyan was managing pain. Treya was working with the isolate debuff. MSF boss doesn't have a mechanic you need to pay attention to work around. Maybe it'll be a barrier to higher difficulty. That's pretty much the only thing that they've mentioned is that barrier. But so far, it just felt like use any team and press auto. There's no satisfaction killing Knull. He just revives with no charges, and you only play to lose. There's no victory. Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. Once you beat that Knull, he comes right back to life, and you just continue to fight. Pretty much auto it and walking away from it. Pretty boring fight in my opinion, even at the normal difficulties. Maybe at the higher difficulties, it is a better fight, and maybe they needed some time to figure this out. Maybe future bosses will get those kind of mechanics that they had in Swaga, but pretty disappointing in my opinion. First week of Battle World frequency. Swaga hazards once every 2 weeks, giving you a break from it. Marvel Strike Force, you have to do this 6 days a week, every week, forever. Doesn't sound that fun, especially with the boring gameplay, the minimal rewards, and the minimal stuff we could buy with the rewards in the store, in the Battle World store as well. Let me know your thoughts on Battle World. How can they improve it? Would you like to see more elements from Swaga territory battles be introduced to Battle World, or would you like to see like a completely different take on this? Let me know in the comments, guys. As we move forward with your mailbag questions of the week, big shout out to everybody that left a question for this mailbag video. And if you want to get your question answered in one of these future mailbag videos, which we do every Monday, make sure you remember the Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag channel question there, and mailbag question channel, and ask your question there. Hey Valley, hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling better. I did get kneed in the head on Saturday though, so it opened my cut up in my head again. But yeah, feeling better. Thanks for sharing the tournament with us. It was a fun tournament. Just after that, I was just so depleted, and just been recovering since then. Got a question. The last night we saw there was a calendar giving us more zombie Scarlet Witch shards. Yes, we did. 10 at the beginning, 10 at the end, which means tomorrow we're able to claim that last 10 zombie Scarlet Witch shards. Do you think that they'll give us more chance to get that blade shards? I'm still short of all the Night Stalkers. Thanks again. This blog post, the future of character release events on September 5th is when they started shifting the release cadence of all these characters. And what they described here, Phase 1, which we've passed for Blade already, and some of the Night Stalkers, getting some of these new character shards throughout Phase 1. This is that jackpot orb where you could get a big jackpot, normally getting nothing for these characters. That is the Phase 1. The Phase 1 for Blade is over. We also have the Phase 2, which is going to be an event, battle pass, more ways to get character shards. I do believe that we did have Blade's Phase 2 release a couple weeks ago in an event that we had. But they do say that they're going to be at least one character within 30 days after the character's launch that's going to be more accessible. I do believe this is either, and I'm not sure, they didn't specify this is one per team, one per release, but they did say at least one character. I do think it's per team. And if we went for the Night Stalkers, I do think the character that we've had the most accessibility for is Blade. So yes, we're going to get more shards for Blade. Will it be in events or calendars or milestones or things like that? Probably, but yeah, we got the Oath event going on right now. That was the one that had one of the worst releases, with a Man-Thing event going on right now. The month-long milestone is where we're getting some Man-Thing shards, so that's where we're gonna get the Night Stalkers, guys. We had the Blade event a little while ago. Man-Thing is the month-long milestone event. The Oath event is going on right now. And in the same blog post describing the change to the character release cadence, they say they're also still committed to the character release cadence, getting characters to 7 stars within 6 months. Again, these are for your non-dark promo characters, right? So a character like Zombie Scarlet Witch or Captain Britain or Knull, they wouldn't count for that because they're probably going to take these dark promo characters. But our normal characters, even though the first month or two you're not getting as many shards for them, within that 6 months it should be a wash getting all these characters to 7 stars if you're a pretty engaged player. Hey ValleyFlyin, how are you doing since the tournament? I'm doing great since the tournament. Since the fainting though, still recovering, like tried to train on Saturday, like I said, and didn't go well. I was trying to train light, but I went a little more than I wanted and actually accidentally got kneed by my training partner in the head, like right at the exact spot where the stitches were, and busted open the stitches. The rest of the cuts are healing well, and hopefully could train for the worlds that are coming up. But everything is going well. Just got to get this, it's a deep cut. Got to get it a little closed up a little more so I can start to heal or start to train more. But what is going on with a T3 ISO 8 level 4 or 5? So the purple ISO 8 4 or 5. Remember when the blue ISO 8 came in the game, they had up to level 1 2 3 first, and then a few months later they had 4 and 5. Well, we've had ISO 8 blue for a little while now. I'm thinking they're gonna, or purple for a while now, only level 1 through 3. I'm thinking they're gonna add 4 and 5 maybe next year when they add gear tier 20 to Crimson Gear and the next level cap. I'm thinking that's when they're gonna add that. Could be sometime next year though, but yeah, blue, they didn't release it right away either. They had a little bit of time between level 3 and then 4 and 5. The second question is, where we get the lion's share of Knull shards, if not from Battle World, this Tease of Knull's unlock method that is bigger than Battle World himself. So last week we had normal difficulty available. Every time you clear that Knull boss, 3 Knull shards. We're getting difficulty 3 available today. And every time we clear the boss, 6 Knull shards. Once we eventually get to difficulty 5, 10 Knull shards every week. That does need to be increased in my opinion. It seems very, very grindy, because just to get that unlock, again, 18 weeks, and that's not even to get the full star level for that character. But yeah, as of right now, this is all where that we know where we're gonna get the Knull shards. Hopefully down the road, they add that in other places like a leaderboard or something. But looking at the leaderboards that's in the game right now, at least for this first strike season, ending in about 20 days as the mirror corner is, looks very, very lackluster. Yes, there is a diamond available for Emma Frost, but doesn't seem that coveted because of the new release method. Most players aren't gonna get that 7th gold star on her for a while, so these diamonds won't matter for a while. Also get some of this basic T3 ISO 8 orb fragments. Seems very little for 3 weeks worth of work doing battle, 6 out of 7 days of the week. These T3 level 1 ions seem very, very minimal, considering that you need a bunch to upgrade a character. This is like 2 slots of a character. You need all 5 slots of a character, and then you need to do the other ones. So very, very little ions for 3 weeks worth of work. And then when you take these T3 level 5 and these level 4 ions, very, very lackluster rewards for this. So hopefully the devs look at this and improve this, or maybe when we get the real rewards, not the first strike rewards, we'll get some significant improvement to this. But seems very, very low. Let me know your thoughts on these Battle World rewards, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Valley, so I was watching your weekly news update with Dorkin. Is this something about stopping speed stat? Guessing they can't fill speed bar at all. Yeah, so that was with the conversation about Zombie Scarlet Witch. We're looking at a line of our passive, and this is just on war offense. So if you place on war defense, it's not going to do this, but on war offense, this character's health is greater or equal to 50%. Enemy characters cannot fill their speed bar from themselves or allies. This doesn't account for speed gain through normal means, but for a character like Dr. Doom, let's go down to Dr. Doom. He gains a bunch of speed when he does his ultimate. If we look at his ultimate, he gains 300% speed for himself and the ally with the highest damage. Well, if you're attacking Dr. Doom with Scarlet Witch on offense, that 300% is not going to be there. He's going to get his normal speed bar, but that 300% from the ultimate, not going to exist with that passive of Zombie Scarlet Witch. But I have a suggestion. I don't know if they will actually take this though. We give them suggestions. Sometimes they implement some of the feedback that we give them, sometimes not. So I'll give them some suggestions. I don't know if they're going to take it though. Let's say for the next zombie, when he uses his ultimate, him or her, right? Because Zombie Scarlet Witch is a female. Enemies cannot start getting speed until 3 allies take a turn. I know it sounds OP, but hear me out. So this would be not just speed bar, but no speed at all, which means not taking a turn until your team takes a turn. Yeah, it does sound very, very overpowered. Okay, could work like Red Hulk, where once he's reached a certain amount of charger health, he gains 10 to 20 ultimate annually, depending what they want to do. You should suggest that to them, but I think this would sound cool. Thank you, as usual, Valley. So I think what they're going to do, honestly, I will make suggestions to them. They take what they want, though, but honestly, the way I'm thinking that they're building this Undying team is seeing whatever the meta is around that time. So once they start designing the kits, or they're going to know the kits, but around July, August, that's when we're going to start looking at what is the meta. what can the Undying start to counter then? And that's what I think the next member is going to be based on. I don't know if they know what the kit yet is. I don't know if they've decided the character yet, but I do think there will be an Undying character. And my opinion is just going to counter whatever the meta is in war at that time. But they could have some other idea, maybe shift them from war, give them some Crucible battle, some Crucible value, also maybe some Battle World value as well. They could really do whatever they want at this point. They got a long lead time till that character is actually out. So let me know your thoughts on Zombie, Scarlet Witch, and let me know your thoughts on Knull and Battle World. What is an appropriate time to get that Knull unlock? What is appropriate amount of rewards that you would want from Battle World to make it worth your time? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what other videos you want to see on the channel. Hopefully you did get some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. It is free for you, tremendously helps the channel. And if you want to see what are the best Awaken abilities in Marvel Strike Force today, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.